The lightweight bout between Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler at UFC 281 was exactly what the fans were all hoping for. The Diamond has been on the verge of defeat several times, but he always finds a way to get back to that title shot. On November 12th, UFC 281 was held at Madison Square Garden in New York, and one of the most anticipated fights of the night was the fight between Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler, who just went to war. Now, it is true that just before that, the organization announced that the lightweight champion Islam Makhachev would be defending his belt in a fight against Alexander Volkanovski. But this did not dampen the spirits of Poirier and Chandler, who went out and gave a fiery battle. From the very beginning, there was incredible tension in the cage. Therefore, the fighters started off very carefully, picking their shots and not really landing many at first. The stand-up then began, and Chandler was driving forward, which Poirier did not like at all, and away we go. Already from the second minute of the starting round, the kicks and punches began to rain down. And in the middle of the 5-minute period, Dustin was down. Chandler got several direct hits to the head, pressed Diamond up against the cage. But Poirier's character and stamina helped him to survive. And in the 4th minute, Chandler began to take over, unleashing a lot of devastating blows, landing squarely on Poirier's head. And then Chandler moved to his back, suplexing him. But Diamond suddenly turned on him, and he began to knee his opponent, shooting his face with fantastic straight punches. Chandler was saved only by the fact that the round was over. And immediately after the bell, he collapsed exhausted on the canvas, and his team actually had to run to him through the octagon. In the second round, the beautiful fight continued. Chandler realized that in the standing position he was missing blow after blow, so he turned it into a wrestling match. But even there, Poirier found opportunities to inflict some huge damage with his elbows. And in one of those moments, Dustin again gave up his back. And that was almost the beginning of the end, as Chandler went into full control, literally saddling his opponent. And then he begins to score with incredible powerful blows to the head, which Poirier could only endure and just wait until the end of the round. Now in the 3rd round, Dustin realized that he was starting to lose the fight. Therefore, Diamond began to shower his opponent with blows, and Chandler made a fatal mistake. He tried with all of his might to throw his opponent to the canvas, but in the end, he lost position and gave up his back. Diamond landed a superb choke and became the first person in the UFC to submit Michael Chandler. Now in this incredible fight, it was Poirier who came out the winner. And also please note that after 2 rounds, the fight was a draw according to the judges' scorecard. The first round went to Poirier, the second went to Chandler. After the fight, Dustin Poirier then complained to referee Dan Mergliotta, who in his opinion was ignoring numerous violations.
Poirier said that he was kind of fish hooking his mouth to pull up the chin. You pull up the chin, it exposes the neck. We didn't see that. Rogan didn't see it. The referee didn't see it. I didn't see it. I mean, I've only got one eye, but still, who cares?
And also sarcastically asked the fans what they thought of his jiu-jitsu. Poirier also showed his respect to Michael Chandler, saying, "Hey Mike, no matter what, no disrespect, brother. You are a warrior. You showed yourself perfectly. I was afraid to fight you. Well, you know in the right way. That fear fueled me. Now Dustin has to wait for his chance. If Islam Makhachev defeats Alexander Volkanovski, then Poirier will be next in line for the UFC lightweight belt." And Islam Makhachev also recently predicted the outcome of this battle. Makhachev believed that Poirier was going to win, saying, "I think Poirier will win this fight because Chandler just came to the UFC and had 4 fights. He has 2 losses and 2 wins. Everyone wants to make a champion out of him, to shake him up. But I think he is a little lower level than the rest of the fighters." Former UFC lightweight champ Khabib Nurmagomedov then congratulated Dustin Poirier on his victory over Michael Chandler. "Congratulations, Dustin. It was an amazing fight," Khabib wrote on social media, adding the offer of an opponent to Poirier at UFC 284 in Australia. "Poirier versus Dariush," Khabib wrote on Twitter. So if you recall, Dustin has 36 fights in his professional career, in which he has won 29 and suffered 7 defeats. Poirier's career has been full of controversy, but the bottom line is that for now, there's a thin line between being a UFC superstar and the biggest loser in the UFC. If Dustin were to lose to Chandler, then you could actually say goodbye to the hopes of someday hanging that UFC belt on your shoulders. Because there is a lot of serious competition now in the lightweight division, and the queue for the title holder is just getting way longer. But this victory opened up a direct path for him to fight with Makhachev, provided he beats Volkanovski. But what do you think? Does he have a chance of winning against Islam?
Rogan never asked him what he wants next. I was hoping for that. I was waiting to find out what Poirier was going to say. That opens the door for a fight with Islam Makhachev. If Makhachev beats Alexander Volkanovski, that was just announced. That has been made official for Perth, Australia. But if Islam wins, he needs a contender. If Islam wins, he hasn't fought Poirier. And Poirier, coming off the back of that, coming off the back of all the amazing performances that he had, the devastating wins over Conor McGregor, and the run that he went on before he lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov, there's a very, very good chance that Dustin Poirier will be fighting for the lightweight title if, of course, Islam Makhachev is the winner.
Who do you think would have won? Write your thoughts down in the comment section below, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more future MMA news.